Welcome to the Trades Podcast, a podcast about the business of home improvement and promoting the trades to young adults.
Yes. What's up, everybody? This is the Trades Podcast. I'm DJ Danny.
And I'm Jeff Mudd. An exciting day for us here today.
Yes. We're using new equipment, new items, and but not new guests. We have a returning guest here. We got April Edwards with Deck Builder Marketers right here. How are you, April?
I'm good. Pumped to be here. Love spending time with you guys.
All right.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, so you're coming back. We had you first on the podcast to talk about your amazing book. If you want to shout it out real quick to everybody.
Yeah, it's the Deck Builder Marketers Playbook. You could get it on Amazon. We're going to be giving it away for free on our website, deckbuildermarketers.com/book, pretty soon. So make sure you check that out. And then I'm always happy to send anybody a copy if you want to ping me on social media.
Wow, for free. That's huge. I mean, what was the decision behind giving it out for free? Because there's a lot of valuable stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it is, ultimately we want to help move the industry forward. And this is my way of kind of giving back. Obviously, we're a full service marketing agency, so we would love to, be able to get our hands dirty with helping a deck builder double their business. But if that's not a good fit, I still want to provide some value.
That's huge. That's awesome. Well, congrats on that. I mean, just being able to achieve that, being able to give it up for free, not easy. But like you said, I think everybody can do their part of just giving back just a little bit to the industry. So it's built so much for us, throughout our lives. So that's awesome.
Well, let me just say one thing too before we get going is for all of your listeners, the strategies that are mentioned in the book, they apply to any home service business. So you don't have to be a deck builder. Yeah, you don't have to be a deck builder to follow everything in there. I mean, obviously there's going to be nuances because those are my guys, but you can get a copy and use it for anything roofing, interior remodels, whatever.
Yeah, 100%. When I've known April for quite a while now through NADRA, North American Deck and Railing Association. We got some talk about with that coming up. But reading the book is like, I could change out the name to, Jim's Roofing, Bill's Plumbing, on and on and on. The same principles applied. And it's one of the most well-written books on not just marketing, but how to be a successful business owner using marketing to create lots of great strategies. So I'm so happy you could come back, April. And, we only made it through half the book, maybe. So
yeah,
we want to get all the good stuff for the second half from you today, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's jump right into it. Yeah, because our last recording, we kind of jumped into like SEO, some Google items, and kind of just like the beginning of the book. But one thing I think Jeff and I had pointed out and talked to before going into today was, what's been a big impact for certain areas of business. Like you said, doesn't have to be specific deck building, but all service member style trades. And social media has always come up. Social media, from YouTube to your TikToks to your Instagrams, and whether it's your now including ads and advertisements and those things. So what are some of those, like, social media? Obviously, it can be challenging, but how do we go about just thinking about social media as a service based company?
Well, I think a lot of people get wrapped up in in perceived value of social media. And I know that's like, what is she saying? But I think that people look at these big influencers where their job is really just to be a content creator, and they have like a lot of reach and they're getting a lot from their social media. And so a lot of deck builders I talk to will assume that marketing is just social media. I mean, because you could see it. There's a lot of things we do that you don't necessarily see, like SEO and Google ads and things like that. But it's a necessary evil. It could take a lot of time to do it right. But it's really important to reinforce your brand, and you should be leveraging that as a megaphone to share news about your business, really educate prospects on how you're different, and use it as a sounding board to really promote your culture as well, so that you get people that only want to work with you because they see what you're up to. Um, where it has been going, and just need everybody that's listening, you need to be doing video no matter what. So one thing we're pushing for our clients is to do a video that just kind of talks about like a case study of their recent project when they're doing like the final walkthrough or something, and that could be repurposed in an email, on YouTube, and obviously on social media. So just understand everything is strategy first, and these are just channels to get your message out there. And it's important that you're everywhere, not just on social media. I see another mistake where people will spend a lot of time posting on social, but they have no audience.
Right.
So when you just get started, you need to make sure that you are taking a roots approach to trying to build that audience, because that is some, perception for potential customers too when they go there and they see how big your audience is. It's kind of a vanity metric is what we call it. It doesn't
That's
really
that's a
matter, but it does.
that's a really good point, April. When you're first starting out on social media, or if you've been doing it for a while but really don't have a clue what you're doing, what are some tips that somebody could do, like you said, grassroots approach to build your audience? Any tips that for somebody starting out on how to build that audience?
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody starts with their mom liking all their posts. That's just how it's going to go. So you need to reach out to all of your friends and family and colleagues, and just go on there regularly, and it'll say people you might know and things like that, and you just got to keep at it. When I'll tell a personal story of when I started Duck Builder Marketers. I mean, I had to do the same thing, starting a whole new company. And I would go on there and I would spend like 10 minutes a day and just follow people all the time. And so that was getting my brand in front of people. And then I would comment on their posts too, which is, really easy for us to do for deck builders because they build amazing spaces and it's really easy to comment on them. But yeah, you just have to take a grassroots approach to uh, reach out to, personal friends and family, and just go on there regularly and keep building up that audience. Now, you can pay for what we call a likes campaign, and you would shoot to spend like $1 per like. You could get it less than that, and that's a really good way to build up your audience. But you need to also post too if you're gonna do that, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna follow you if they don't see that you have good content, and so this is kinda how things go. It's kind of like the marketing sales dynamic where it's like, I need the leads," "Well, I need the leads to close the deal," and then, marketing's like, "Well, I'm giving you the leads and you're not closing the deal." It's like the same thing. It's like, do we post all the time, or do we focus on the audience? Like, you kinda have to do it at the same time.
Right.
And
Yeah. It's kind of what you mentioned, like a repurposing and an intentionality out of the content that you will be creating. Because one, yes, like we were mentioning, the focus of social media, of the marketing side of things, but that's not just it. You can use that piece of content for a newsletter, like you said, just an email, on your website. It could be some sort of educational piece that will be, like you said, be able to be repurposed and used for later on, like later marketing and other intentions. Because that's just and what I've heard from the social media, that it's almost like it's a layup. It's a layup to your sales, to your marketing, where it shouldn't be your only sole piece of marketing to focus on.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of value in. Um, Look, I'm just going to say there's no silver bullet, and people think that
Yeah.
all of this is a silver bullet. Like, if at the end of the day, you need to put the work in. Either you're paying somebody to do it or you're doing it. So, for instance, like taking the time first to be strategic and say, okay, what am I all about, and how am I going to reach these people?
Uh-huh.
One idea is go to city Facebook groups. There's a bunch of Facebook groups for different cities and stuff like that that you would target. And you could go in there and, just be really helpful. Like, don't sell yourself. Just go in there and listen to what people are saying, and comment, and be helpful. And that's another way to get in front of people and really leverage these platforms for what they are. Um, Recently, I think it was last week, my SEO guy told me that there's a new change where Google is indexing posts from social media. So there's an opportunity for you to show up on search engines from your social media now too, if you have,
Yeah.
related keywords and stuff like that in your post. So it's really just about showing up everywhere that people are spending their time.
Mhm.
Keywords on your Instagram reel.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And one thing you mentioned earlier also, April, I thought was a really key thing was, being able to showcase your culture to potential hiring, of people to come onto your team. What's been like responses on, maybe some of your clients? Are they asking you to help out with campaigns on hiring?
Um, it's actually a service that we have in the pipeline to actually
Mhm.
do marketing and recruitment for our clients.
Hmm.
So that'll be something maybe for next year that we'll be able to roll out. But yeah, I mean, my recommendation would just be to, understand what your core values are and making sure that you're reinforcing those in different ways. We celebrate, one of our core values is woohoo. And so that means like celebrating wins with our team and stuff like that. So if we get an
Nice.
opportunity to do something like that, we will. We also, I think, we haven't done this yet, but I love it. A colleague of mine, whenever he gets a new employee, he's like just signed, and he makes it like a huge deal that that they have this new talent on the team. And I think
Right.
that that is such a great way to just make somebody feel good and welcome them, and then show the world that, you're providing more value by hiring these, skilled people. But it's like I said, it's a really great place for you know what? Let me just say this. I've been teaching my team that we have three audiences that we need to cater to. The one is our own team. Like, we learn new things all the time. We need to educate our prospects on it and our clients. But it all starts with our team and making sure that they're all aligned. So I would just say to make sure that you are approaching your brand and your messaging in a way that caters to all of those audiences. Because if you are scaling your business, it does somewhat become like a people's thing where like you need more people, clients, and then you need more people to fulfill, right? So always be recruiting is what I say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the questions I was gonna ask you earlier. When you're out there doing some of your posts, um, you can also dual market at the same time. You're marketing to the clients, "This is the great work we do," but you're also marketing to potential employees, "This is the great work we do. You get the chance to work on a great team."
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that's huge. And that just the attraction of just being able to make your company look more appealing. How does that have a big factor, obviously, of what your online presence is, from your website to your social media, across all platforms. And does it create an issue if one of those platforms is not in sync with what you have on all the other ones?
Yeah, so we always say that that saying something 7 times equals 1 time. So the point is you need to be showing up consistently everywhere, and if you're not, it's broken. It's awkward for the homeowner that, like, you're making them think, like, "Wait, is that the company that I thought?" So yes,
Yeah.
I think it's extremely important, and it's one of the first things that we do when we bring a new client on is we audit their online and offline presence. And then, we make recommendations like, hey, I had a client, his business card did not match his website. Like he had completely different colors. Sometimes they used like different logos, and it's just kind of crazy. It's hard for somebody to remember you when you're showing up differently all the time. I'm sure, I mean, there's this guy in my coaching group, and his brand has orange in it. And every time he shows up to any event, he's got an orange shirt on or orange shoes or whatever. It's your guys' color too, right? And so it's like it's easy to remember who he is and what his company is because he's showing up consistently all the time.
Right. Yeah. And that's just not posting products and just of them. So, it's a piece of them being able to share a little culture behind them. What is Jeff doing right there?
He's secretly showing off his orange shoes.
Oh, nice! You got the
his shoes. His shoes have a cameo in this episode.
Heck yeah! I'm surprised you got it up that high, Jeff.
You didn't know he was a gymnast too?
No, that's right. He does more yoga than I do.
Well, you got to when things start to creak, right?
That's the whole thing, being able to show your personality through social media, I think is a huge thing. And I think that has a piece of being able to kind of hone in on your local area because, I think what a lot of business owners, they think like, oh, wow, I can take over the whole county. I can take over the whole city. But hyper localizing their specific local market, and I think you may have mentioned that through Facebook, chat groups, community groups. Those are huge. I know I found quite a few of my leads through that area throughout the months. But what other ways that can these business owners just kind of hyper localize in their market?
Yeah, I mean, the very first thing one of my SEO guys said this. He's like, Google Business Profile is my homepage. So that is the most important thing that you need to do is get a Google Business profile. So you have to get it verified. There's a guide on our website as well that helps you through that because there's a couple of things that if you knew ahead of time, you wouldn't have to go through the pain in the butt of having to go through that process multiple times. But it's really important. And when you create that Google Business Profile, literally fill out every little thing that it asks you to fill out. I wish I could show an example, but you can tell the difference if you go to one where it's just like they have a couple of photos, it's their name, and then a few reviews. It's definitely a different experience when you see one like that versus one that has FAQs and lists all the different services that they offer and has regular posts. So that's not really a social media play. Like I think some people will post the same thing that they have on social on the Google Business Profile. That really needs to be coming from the perspective of somebody who's really interested in working with you and they want to know like what you're all about. So if, for instance, like you have any type of promotion going on, that's a good place to do that. Obviously showing like before and afters of your projects and really educating on your services is a good play. We our local SEO strategy, which by the way, SEO is kind of a dead term now. It's more geo, which is generative search optimization, because now we need to do things in order to show up in tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Google's generative search feature. But you need to have a strategy, a linking strategy between your website and your Google Business Profile. So let's say you want to show up for anybody that's searching for Trex decks or Trex deck builder or something like that. You'll need to have a page on your website for any type of query that somebody would put in. So you would have a page about Trex decks, right? Well, let's say that, I can't really talk about rankings anymore because it doesn't really, I mean, it matters, but not the way that it used to, because we have what's called zero click because now that we're showing up in generative search and things like this, people are seeing your brand and not even clicking on your site. So anyway, I'm getting way too into the weeds, but the point is you could leverage signals. You want to send Google signals. So if you have a post on your Google business profile that links to a page or an article that talks about Trex decks, that sends Google a signal that you are the expert. And you'll have a better chance of showing up when somebody is searching for something like that. There's a heck of a lot more involved in that, but that's just kind of a little preview and how important it is to be visible locally and to leverage that Google business profile. The second thing that's extremely important is that whatever your target area is, you say it. I cannot tell you how many times I've went to a deck builder's website and I don't even know where they're located. So you have a couple of audiences that you need to write for. You need to write for your potential prospect, and then you need to write for Google. So if Google doesn't know where you're from, how are you going to show up when somebody's searching for who's the best deck builder near me, right? So make sure that you list the areas that you serve on your website and have a page for each of those. And that will signal to Google if you are, let's say, Cincinnati, Ohio, and you have a page that says Best Deck Builder, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's a clear indicator that you are a good deck builder and you target the Cincinnati area. So there's so much more, you guys. I hope that I put a lot of that info in the book, but that's just a couple of quick tips.
No, that's huge, especially with the new piece of, I mean, technology always changing. Google, their algorithms, and social media, same thing on their parts. But even just what you mentioned, just being able to tie into your Google business profile on your website, that's usually an extra piece that a lot of business owners don't know how to do. So that's definitely a piece why they would want to call you, whether they already have someone already in the works on their website. Just being able to tie those together, I would imagine, create a whole different funnel of leads that come in. Because like you said, that 0 click, I think I've experienced that personally, where, you push everything on there and you can pay for the ranking to be at the top. But then if you don't have any content for them to click on or be interested in, then they're just going to pass on to the next person that does. So.
Yeah. As a business owner, you can spend a lot of time trying to do all this stuff yourself or hire somebody that's pretty cheap that's learning also. But this is one thing that the marketing and digging into the constant changes with Google and how social media is working, hire an expert. Absolutely. Hire a great agency to help grow your business. It'll pay off in the long run.
Well, I mean, I can compare it to look, I could probably build a deck eventually. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could watch some videos and get some books and figure it out. But man, the pain of me having to go through that experience and possibly waste a bunch of money in my mistakes, it's not worth it, especially if you really do want to grow. And I think that there's a lot of people in this space that do not have a retirement plan. And I'm like, guys, if you want to build something that is scalable, that is going to profit to where you A, either want to sell it, or B, hand it to your kid, family member, friend in a way that you feel good about it. I mean, you gotta get on the bandwagon. And honestly, I mean, the message that I'm preaching is that if you haven't started now, you're so far behind. Don't go into it thinking that you're going to be able to tiptoe. You're not. I just met with my team yesterday, and we are no longer offering our SEO only program. Most likely, we're still kind of working out some kinks, and it's because there's so many people that have been in the space for a while that they're dominating their market. And if you're just getting started, you're going to have to invest a lot. We're talking investing 6, 9, 12 months, maybe even longer before you see a return on that investment. Now, is it a good return if you focus on showing up organically when somebody is searching for you versus paying Google or Facebook for an ad, heck yeah, like that stuff's going to compound. And, you know, it's 2 years in, oh my God, your business is going to be so secure and stable. It'll be ridiculous. But people that haven't invested in marketing before and, want to just do something like that, nope. So the situation is a lot different now, with this paradigm shift that we're in with AI. I mean, and I want to preach it to anybody that's listening. If you're not leveraging AI for your business in some way, shape, or form, you're going to fall so far behind. Because those that are standing out. They're creating a better experience for their customers because A, they're either more efficient, B, maybe they're communicating better and automatically using some of these platforms, or C, they, for me, like it's freed me up in so many ways to streamline my workflows and my thinking, writing, of course. I mean, that's like what everybody thinks it is, that now I can think at a higher level quicker to be able to serve my clients better and, grow my own business. So I do just want to say, like, we are in a shift and it's rocky. And we've been through this before. I went through it in my early career did Flash animation and I built websites in Flash. And then Apple iDevices came out and they didn't support Flash. And so I was like, I've devoted 2-3 years of my life to this. Now what do I do? And so you have to kind of reinvent things when there are shifts like this. I think when voice search and stuff came out, that changed things as well. You couldn't just have a page on your website that had a bunch of keywords stuffed on it. Like you actually had to provide value and answer people's questions, and now it's like the next level. But what's insane is that things have shifted things have shifted quicker in the last 10 months, in the last 6 months than, like the last 18 months combined. Like it's just been insane how fast things are going. And so what's my takeaway? Make sure you get on the AI bandwagon.
Cool. While April's out, we've just been talking about a lot of the awesome content that she has put out for herself on her book, The Deck Builders Marketers. That's been a key piece to her success, the book. But like she said, yeah, I mean, Jeff, right? AI is just absolutely something that's been kind of key piece of business owners. And we talk about it a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're doing right now is actually a good example of it.
Yeah.
We've been coming into the Better Business Bureau studio for several years now doing recordings. It's a great studio, but all audio. But now you can see the live Danny and Jeff show on YouTube, because we've integrated another software program that allows us to use the video aspect of it. And that's going to help spread the word a little bit more, put out some other great content for us and our listenership. So
Yeah, it's huge. It changes. It's always constantly changing, which is it's never a bad thing to see change within a piece of business, because I think this is a good reminder for a lot of the trades people. The job itself, I don't think really changes that much. It's the back end piece of how you get that business through your jobs is how you're going to have to continuously shift and have creative ideas through social media with AI, how to automate, how to repurpose content for yourself that you're just out on a job. How can you repurpose that in a place where it's going to be spread out through your Google profile, through your communications with clients, past clients, future clients, potential clients? It's a lot of that communication piece comes in, and I think that's actually like what April was really talking about heavily was the community aspect. I mean, Jeff, you were involved a lot with your community when you had your business. I mean,
Absolutely.
that was really true grassroots style stuff.
Well, that's kind of the point I want to like reiterate right now. April was talking earlier about you need to show up 7 times for somebody to see you once. But I can remember 3 decades ago, yes, that old, that Yellow Pages and the business marketing coaches at the time were saying, you need to have 21 pieces of content there for somebody to have seen you 3, maybe 4 times before they're a customer, before they're interested in calling to buy from you.
Yep.
So in several decades here, that concept hasn't changed. We are still using all kinds of different avenues, platforms, technologies to what? Create a personal relationship with a
Yeah.
potential customer.
Yeah.
It's
With the community, with the, yeah.
how we're doing this
With your,
change
Are
a
we
little bit.
good?
there we go. And we're back.
Okay. So if you join the Deck Builder Marketing Mastermind Facebook group, we're doing monthly mastermind sessions. So it's really cool. It's just an open Zoom session, and anybody could join that's a member. And we just, I'll maybe have a topic, and then we'll just kind of jam on what everybody has going on and support one another. We do the same for our clients too. So we're definitely going to be focusing on AI coaching a lot more coming up. We do those every couple of weeks, and we also have a client success hub. So we are really more than a marketing agency, a growth partner, and really able to support our clients in a bigger way, not just with creating systems, to generate leads, but really supporting the growth of their business. So those are kind of some new things happening. Jeff and I have something in the works. If you want to talk about it, Jeff.
Well, so I've been a member of NADRA, North American Deck and Railing Association, probably approaching 18 years. And it's an organization that's really close to my heart. It's an industry that I've loved and been involved with forever. Been to Deck Expo multiple times, all across the country, different locations. And one of the things I always wished that we had was a group here in Southern California, San Diego, of other deck builders. And I think with April's help, no, April's doing everything.
I'm on the end. You'll be on the back end.
We're putting together the pieces, and we think we're really close to having a nice event here to start the group off in late September.
Yeah.
And then Nadra itself is doing a marketing event or having a booth at Futurescape up in LA at the convention center. It's landscaping, and we're going to have those representatives on the show here shortly. Also talking about this, they're from Australia, so it's kind of we're going to get a heck of a accent going just talking to them so far. But that'll probably be our second event up in LA in December. So I'm super excited that coming up, and I'm so grateful that April's jumping in and helping out.
Yeah, we're just, it's a lot to organize, you guys, but man, we really are pumped to have people from Southern California all join up in person. So if you follow Nadra, you'll see that, they have a ton of meetups going on, lots of events in New Jersey, and now it's time to bring the West Coast together. And I think it's really going to be cool. Really fun to see everybody in person. And I mean, I think we all learned during COVID the value of being in person, and magical things happen. I just came back from I do an intensive 2 times a year with my coaching group, and I get together with the top agencies in the United States, and we all mastermind. And yes, there are sessions where we're learning things, but the real gold happens after hours, when you're just one-on-one talking to people about what's going on, and you always leave with something amazing. And so, I think the event is really going to empower a lot of deck builders and give them that platform to connect and share ideas and grow together.
Mm-hmm. That's endless. That's endless opportunities, endless just like goals that can be set, and just knowing when you're around that group of people that have that same drive, same goal. I mean, it just uplifts one, not just for yourself if you're a solopreneur, doing everything on your own, or if you have a whole team, bring your whole team and incorporate them in the whole process, because that's just going to give them so much just lift into, like we were talking about earlier, the ever-changing technology, things that are always shifting. But just knowing that you're in a group or in an area with people that want to go through it and make sure that they succeed, that's huge. That's a big piece.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you
Well,
guys
I
are
did
doing
the same.
awesome.
I brought my team. My marketing gal is from Colombia, and so she got to come out and meet everybody. And oh my God, she just like hit it off with everybody, and her cup was super full. And I think that all of us came back this week like, I'm excited to be at work.
Yeah.
Like I recharged and like realigned on my vision, and I'm just feel like nothing's going to stop me. And so these are the intangible like value, ads that events like that give you. And so it'll be really
Yeah.
cool to see how the Southern California community flourishes from our Nadra SoCal regional events. So it'll be
Yep.
ongoing with the first one starting in September. So make sure that you sign up for the go to nadra.org and sign up for their email list, and you'll be notified when the event is going to happen, so you could sign up. I'll just say that again because it might
Awesome.
have cut out. But if you if you go to nadra.org and sign up for their email list, you'll be notified when the event is going to happen, and you can sign up to be an attendee.
Yeah, absolutely. Great venue coming up. And a quick question for you, April. Will you be at the Deck Expo in Las Vegas in a couple
Oh yeah, we're
months?
going big. We're going big this year, so
Are you?
you'll
You
see
went
us
big
there.
last
Yeah,
year. So
we're
you're
going
going
even bigger
bigger.
this year. Yep,
Amazing.
Looking
Awesome.
forward to it. I'll
great.
Yeah,
Good to
definitely
just
see you guys.
and
Keep up the good
yeah,
work.
endless resources with April. Everybody, make sure to go reach out to her. Go to her website, and where does everybody get the free book, or when is that going to
Yeah.
be available?
Yeah, deckbuildermarketers.com. You'll see it at the navigation, and it's just /book.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, April.
All right,
awesome.
take
Thank
care.
you for coming on, April.
Bye.